You want to know if your customer is good or bad? Well, you need to know if your merchant's good or bad too.
If I look at the UK market specifically, one of the reasons why I think Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, etc. have all been so popular is because of those kind of consumer protection programs like the chargeback process. Consumers feel comfortable with those types of payment types. I think when you move to instant payments, it's a little bit more of an unknown. There's not necessarily an incentive for me to do it. But let's just say, for argument's sake, instant payments took off in merchant acquiring in the US tomorrow. How can acquirers safeguard their portfolio or their revenue from bad merchants?
That's a good point, especially if an acquirer is in a relationship where they're not a direct acquisition of that merchant. They really don't have sight into the risk of that merchant. So they have to put protocols in place and systems in place so that they can actually monitor that activity, the volumes that are going through that merchant. What's the normal activity for that merchant? Do they typically have the sales in the middle of the night or other parts of the world? Who's their niche market? And being able to monitor to see if there is a bust out situation or potentially a bankruptcy on the horizon so that they can keep on the pulse. This goes beyond just your card schemes of what's required. You want to know if your customer is good or bad? Well, you need to know if your merchant's good or bad too. And I do see, in the United States, you have to have OFAC screening. And as a banking acquirer, a merchant acquirer, there's no third-party reliance on that. So they actually do have to have the capabilities to send those merchant names back to their acquiring bank to screen them on whatever periodic nature that they have agreed upon in their contract. So I do think that they need to get to some systematic ways and have those capabilities to be able to react as money's moving faster. I know Europe's very much further ahead than the States on this because there's very few competitors that really stand out. You have some big players like Stripe and Added In and things like that in the States.